Menendez to the podium.
Well, thank you, Ashton, and good morning, everyone. It's great to be here, great to be back in Edison Township, the namesake of the place of the Wizard of Menlo Park, who created so many of his inventions here. And being with you all today and having taken the tour, I can see that magic continues to happen each and every day. Let me, before I go through a few thank yous, let me recognize this is about partnership here in order to achieve what we can create the skill set for the next generation of craftspeople who are going to build our nation in so many different ways. Part of that partnership is our state legislature, and His Eminence Senator Dyckman is here. Thank you, Senator, for joining us. I appreciate it. I've given him that extra title on my own. And Assemblyman Karavinchek, thank you very much, Assemblyman, for joining us. We appreciate your partnership. Let me start by thanking the Senate Director, Mr. Ashton Stripling, as well as his entire team of educators, instructors, support staff who make such a difference in the lives of students here. A little over a month ago, my office received a note from Mr. Staynes, the business community liaison here at the center. In his email, he outlined all the ways in which this center is opening doors of opportunity for local New Jerseyans and for others. He mentioned the 8 female students who recently completed specialized training to put them on the path to become roofers. No small feat in a primarily male-dominated field. So I look forward to seeing their segment on Good Morning America when it airs. It's going to be a special moment. But not only do we have future roofers here at Edison Job Corps, we also apparently have floorers too. I was looking at one of the floors. I said, can I get one of these? So it looked pretty good. I want to recognize 2 instructors, Mr. Joseph Brown and Mr. Jeremy Sickles, who work with pre-apprenticeship students to complete the new shop floor that looked magnificent. We saw it on the tour. And last but not least, I was thrilled to learn that 53 Job Corps students attended a construction industry career day in late May, where they met with local unions and contractors. These career fairs and networking events are critical to making sure that students can see themselves in the fields that they are pursuing. After all, if you can see it, you can be it. And it's clear that Edison Job Corps was leading the way with 53 students represented, many of them in their signature brown overalls. All of these areas, the soon-to-be roofers and floorers, electricians, the jobs fair, the wellness seminars, all of it deserves special praise. And I appreciate coming here because when we are fighting for things in Washington, sometimes it's in the abstract. This makes it very real. The House of Representatives has zeroed out this program. That will not stand. We need to be able to make sure that we continue to have this. That's not the Senate's position. The Senate has a much different position, but we're going to have a bit of a battle when we get to the fall. But I am sure that we will prevail because there's no use having the biggest infrastructure program since Eisenhower created the National Highway System, which is what President Biden's infrastructure program is. I'm proud to be one of the sponsors of that program in the Senate. If we don't have the craftspeople that can be able to build that infrastructure for the future. I particularly love that they were each announced by Mr. Staynes in a monthly newsletter called the Good News Report, referring to the young people I mentioned before. After the unique challenges of the past few years, I think we can all agree that we need some more good news. We need stories that inspire us, that keep us going, especially when roadblocks and obstacles are put in our way. To me, this program and all of you here today, particularly the students, are my inspiration. The fact that you've chosen to go through this program, the fact that you wake up every day early to learn a skill, to get better and to improve upon what you did before, that's an inspiring story to all of us, no matter what walk of life we come through. And if your newsletter is called the Good News Report, let me in turn share some good news of my own with you. In the months and years to come, the skills you learn here at Edison Job Corps are only going to be more and more in demand. Last Congress, we passed and the President signed 3 landmark bills. I was proud to work on, advocate for one, and vote in favor of all 3 because they will supercharge the industries sought by Job Corps students. First is the CHIPS Act, which will benefit our nation's manufacturing capacity. Then there is the bipartisan infrastructure law that will fix our highways, roads, and bridges, and do so much more. And finally, the Inflation Reduction Act, which is the biggest investment in clean energy the United States has ever made. These 3 bills that are now law are game changers. They're the reason that our country and our economy are back on the move after the pandemic. Now, why did I proudly support them, and why do I mention them now? Because thanks to these 3 laws, companies are hiring more registered apprentices than ever before. Contractors are employing more union laborers than ever before. And pathways are being extended so that New Jerseyans and many others, this center is not only for New Jerseyans, but many are New Jerseyans, can reach for that slice of the American dream. I'm talking about good paying union jobs. I was asking, sort of, what's the amount that these young people can make once they've finished their training, may get into the union, and then are gainfully employed. And when I listen to the hourly rate, it's more than I make as a United States Senator, which is a good thing, which is a good thing. These are incredibly good paying union jobs. $60,000 to $80,000 starting salaries with no student debt, a pension, and high-quality health care, a chance to have a true say in your workplace, elect union representatives, join brothers and sisters from all walks of life. Above all, it's a chance to create with your hands, to see a project from start to finish, to build, improve, and renew a physical space in an area that you may love. Especially after the last couple of years, who wouldn't jump at that opportunity? Who wouldn't want to do the actual job of making our country better? So to be clear, I don't mean just talking about making things better. I mean actually pouring the concrete, laying the bricks, installing the wiring, climbing the ladders on job sites all across the country. And those things create inevitably some incredibly fantastic things. A place for people to call home, a school where children will be educated, a location where healthcare will be delivered. It's not just the brick and mortar of the moment, it's the ultimate result of what you create that I think is so important to keep in mind. To me, the skills that you learn here at Job Corps stretch back to the days of Thomas Edison. They're in keeping with a long tradition of callous hands and tired feet that build this country story by story. The only change is that today, instead of the famous photo of white male construction workers having lunch on a skyscraper, we now have a true cross-section of our country, including those 80 critical women who are going to blaze new trails as roofers. Today we're making sure that the folks who are rebuilding America also look like America, which is why right now I'm working on a bill in the Senate that would expand awareness of registered apprenticeship programs for high school guidance counselors. It's legislation on collaborating with our friends at the IBEW, the Carpenters Union, the Sheet Metal Workers Union, the North America Building Trade Unions, and more. It goes hand in hand with a similar effort to expand outreach so that immigrants enrolled in English literacy and civic education programs can access the same pipelines that made such a difference here in Edison. I was looking at the history of Camp Kilmer and what it meant, and it's an incredible history about men and women who served their country at a critical time in global conflict, and at the same time of those who came as immigrants and began a new life here in Middlesex County. The fact of the matter is that high-quality pre-apprenticeship and job labor management apprenticeship programs work. They have a proven track record of being the rising tides that can lift all boats. And the reason they have a proven track record is because of all of you. The incredible students here that show that, in fact, success can be achieved when given an opportunity. That's part of the hallmark of what Edison Job Corps is all about, as well as the local unions who tirelessly develop and improve curricula, work with contractors, recruit new apprentices because of the grit and determination that you have demonstrated time and time again. I'll say it again. When I go back to Washington, you're my inspiration for fighting for this program. You're a testament to the Jersey spirit that pushed our state forward for hundreds of years. I can't wait to see what you all accomplish when you finish the road ahead. And I know where to get an electrician now. That is so difficult to find. Thank you all for having me with you. I appreciate it. And as part of this, as I said, this is all about collaboration. Bob Smith, who's the Eastern Atlantic Sales Carpenters Technical College Executive Training Director, is going to speak to you next. And then after him, Wayne Marchak, IBEW Local 456, Business Representative and President, Middlesex and Somerset Counties Labor Council. He's going to follow Bob. And then we're going to hear from Deshaun Smith, who is one of the Edison Job Corps students. So Bob, why don't you come up next?